Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to thank to my supervisor, Mr. Acep Haryudin, MPD, as my first supervisor, and Mr. Mukman, MPD, as my second supervisor, who always got me in the process of making this research paper. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nyimas Ahibah Quratul Aini, with student number 1A220265 from A4 2018, English Education Study Program, Faculty of Language Education, IKIP SILIWANGI 2022. So, in this presentation, I will present about a research paper entitled Developing Procedure Text Worksheet Through Crossword Puzzle in Vocabulary. Here's the table of the contents. Number 1 is about background of the research. Number 2 is about research objective. Number 3 is about research methodology. Number 4 is about the result. And number 5 is conclusion. Here's the background of the research. Learning is one thing that is used to expand knowledge. Learning is not only done at school, but learning can be done anywhere. One of the things learned a lot is English. According to Susanto and Nanda 2018, for the educational system in Indonesia, learning English as a foreign language is required in building the global competitive skill, focusing on knowledge and performance. However, there are still many students in Indonesia who find it difficult to learn English. The result of the observation that have been made during field study and unstructured interview with an English teacher at one of vocational high school in Chililin State, the student lack of vocabulary, the teacher only using textbook and lack of using learning media, and the student do not understand the explanation of the material or the assignment in the English textbook. One of the things that can help teachers and the students in teaching and learning activity is worksheet. Zahara Sumarti and Samhati 2018 said worksheet help teachers understand students' necessary knowledge, learning result, and learning process. Worksheets are closely related to learning material. One of material studied in the 11th grade is procedure text. Siregar, Hadi, and Daulay 2017, the procedure text contains steps that must be taken to achieve a specific goals. The worksheet that will be developed must be according with the student's abilities. Based on the existing problems, students are still lacking in mastering vocabulary. According to Siregar 2017 said, vocabulary is one of the essential parts of teaching English, as it allows second language learner to understand and express their language. To learn English vocabulary, is it better to include games on the worksheet to make students enjoy at the time of working on the worksheet? Bharati 2016 said English teachers should apply some games to create a fun atmosphere to make students excited to learn English. One of the games that fit the vocabulary is the crossword puzzle. According to Anwar Efransyah 2018 said, crossword puzzle can train students to learn new vocabulary and solve crossword puzzles. The research that has been done by Savitri Widodo and Sunarti 2000 makes student worksheets that are aimed at and focus on student writing skill in procedure text material. The results obtained in this study stated that the product developed were very visible and successful to be applied to the teaching and learning process. However, the researchers will develop worksheets that focus on vocabulary used in procedure text based on generic structure and language features. So, in this research, the researchers will developing procedure text worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. Here's the research objective. Number 1 is to identify how the process developing procedure text worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. Number 2, to verify the feasibility of procedure text worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. Number 3 is to obtain the students and teacher respond to procedure text worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. Number 4 is about to find out the obstacle when developing procedure text worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. Here's the research methodology. Research design is a research and development by Engel, Wittgenstein. The step number 1 is research and collecting information. The step number 2 is planning. Number 3 is developing preliminary form of product. Number 4 is about preliminary field testing. Number 5 is about revising main product. Number 6 is about main field testing. Number 7 is about revising operational product. Number 8 is about operational field testing. Number 9 is about revising final product. And number 10 is about disseminating and implementing. And for the research subject is the research will do in one of vocational high school in Chililin with the subject one English teachers, 25 students for main field testing, 39 students for operational main field testing. And the research instrument will be used. The first is validation sheet. It's aimed to know the feasibility of the product. And the second is questionnaire is to know the student and teacher response. And the third is field note to know the researchers obstacle during developing the product. Okay, the next is about data analysis techniques. The data analysis technique used from Sugiono 2013 to know the percentage of the learning media validation and teacher and student respond about the product. So here's the learning media validation criteria and teacher and student respond criteria. And the teacher, okay, the next it's about the result. The first is about the process of developing procedure tech worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. The step in this study follow the stages our Berg and Gall 2003 by simplifying 10 stages to 9 stages. The first stages used in this research is research and collecting information. There are measuring needs, literature study, and field study. In this stage, the researchers has been already explained in the background of the research. For the next, it's about the planning. Here's the procedure text worksheet framework. There are the cover and the exercise. From the cover, product instruction, worksheet title, name, and class. For the exercise is included worksheet about imperative, worksheet about sentence connector, worksheet about error, worksheet about procedure text, and worksheet to translate the words in the crossword into Indonesia. Stage number 3 is about developing preliminary form of the product. The first is about preparation of the syllabus procedure text worksheet. In this procedure text worksheet, the researchers only use basic competence number 3.18 about analyze the social function, structure of the text, and linguistic element of some oral and written procedure text by giving and requesting information related to the manual of use technology and tips, short and simple, according to the field of expertise and context of its use. Okay, the next is about understanding procedure text material. In this text, the researcher tried to understand the procedure text material about the language features, sentence connector, and about the goals of the procedure text. And the next about the arrange crossword puzzle in the procedure text worksheet. In this procedure text worksheet, the researchers arrange the crossword using an application. Then the application name is Eclipse crossword. And the last is about the structure of the procedure text worksheet. For the structure of the procedure worksheet, it's already explained in the planning. And the next stage is about it's about the stage number 4 is preliminary field testing. In this stage, the researcher did the discussion with 2 media validators, expert, and got some suggestion from the forum group discussion process that are must add procedure text material that contain generic structure, social function, and language features, and then eliminate the translation of the words in the crossword puzzle because the study doesn't aims to translate the words and adding basic competence and core competence to the worksheet. And the next stage is stage number 5 is about revising main product. In this stage, the researchers did the revision based on the suggestion in the forum group discussion, and the suggestion it's based on the expert. The stage number 6 is about main field testing. This stage was tested on one class, namely class 11 TKJ3 with a total student of 25 students. The trial was carried out on March 15, 2022, and the researchers got some suggestion from the teachers and the student. They are adding the school name column on the cover. The product should be more colorful, and the page number 5, the sentence on this step is too long. That's the suggestion from the teacher. And then the suggestion from the students is, students say their worksheet is very less colorful, and adding a picture or logo on the each procedure text sheet. Okay, the next stage is stage number 7. It's about revising operational product. In this stage, the researchers did a revision based on the suggestion from the teacher and student, based on main field testing. The next stage is stage number 8. It's about operational field testing. This stage is a trial for 39 students of class 11 TKJ 2 and 3 in one school in Chile. This wider scale trial was conducted on March 30, 2022, and the researchers got some suggestion from the teacher and the student. Here's the suggestion from the teachers. The teacher said, the worksheet should separate between a cover sheet and KI, KD, or core competence, basic competence, and instruction for use, adding and the author's identity to know who made this the product, and then clarify the number in the crossword puzzle boxes, and then input reference each text procedure text usage. And the suggestion from the student mostly just gave some suggestion. There is clarify the number in the crossword puzzle boxes. Okay, the last stage is about final product revision. This stage it's shows about the final product. Is about the feasibility of developing procedure type worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. Based on the diagram, it obtained 100% for the percentage result of the two learning media expert validators with the criteria extremely valid. It can be said the product developed are worthy of trial in teaching and learning process. Next is about the students and teacher respond to procedure text worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. The first one is about student responses. Here, for the blue one is about main field testing, and the orange is about operational field testing. In the main field testing, it obtained a percentage of 81% with the criteria of very good criteria, while in the operational field testing, it obtained a percentage result of 88% with the criteria very good. Based on the diagram, there is an increase from the main field testing to operational field testing. It can be said that the response obtained has received a good increase. The teacher response, the response given by the teacher to product trial on the main field testing obtained a 92% result with the criteria very good, and 96% in operational field testing with very good criteria. It can be said the response given by the researcher to the product get a better improvement. Okay, the next is about the researcher's obstacle in developing procedure tech worksheet through crossword puzzle in vocabulary. The difficulties faced by the researcher included: the first one is about difficulty in finding a procedure text tool that is suitable for vocabulary learning. There are many tools or games can be used to learn vocabulary. There are jumble words, search words, and many more. However, the researcher decided to use a crossword puzzle. And the second one is about difficulty in finding reference to procedure text related to the computer network engineering majors in the textbook. In the textbook, researchers find it difficult to find the procedure text according to the student majors. Therefore, the researchers decided to find the reference from the website or from the internet. And the last obstacle is it's about there are problems when they're making crossword puzzle manually. At that time, when the researchers wanted to create a crossword puzzle manually was quite difficult. After searching for a several suitable application, the researchers decided to use Eclipse crossword as an application to be used in making a crossword puzzle. So the last is about the conclusion. The first conclusion is about for developing a process. The researchers used 9 steps from Brock and Gall 2003 because this research is limited to final product. And the second one is about the feasibility get 100 with extremely valid criteria from 2 learning media validator expert which products are appropriate to use in teaching and learning process. The third one is the response from the teacher and the student stated that the product being tested received very good criteria in the main field testing and the operational field testing, which means that the product developed received a positive response and the product was suitable to use in teaching and learning process. And the fourth conclusion is about the difficulties experienced by the researchers when developing a product, namely lack of reference. So with the solution, finding the reference in website, and then determining the game to be used with the solution to using crossword puzzle, and finding crossword puzzle maker with the solution using Eclipse crossword application. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.